If you hit the button twice, does it like restart or does it layer?
No, I think it actually pauses if I hit it twice. Let me try it. Yeah, it pauses.
Okay.
But I can layer different ones, so I can do.
Nice.
If I play two different sounders, they do layer. Okay.
How many can you layer at once?
Oh, we're following that up immediately with Magmel of the Sea Blue.
I'm sorry, what?
All right, the next show, number 2 of Bracket D, King of Prism, Shiny 7 Stars. I'll never get over anime titles. I never will. It'll always be fucking ridiculous to me.
I feel like that title, like, as you were, like, the longer you read it, the more clear the aesthetic became in my mind.
Oh,
without having seen
absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
The next one is literally just a verb, mix.
It could be a noun.
I suppose it could be.
We'll just have to watch to find out. The big twist is it's actually both.
Or is it
That's why it's worth
MIX?
making
It
sure.
might be MIX, because they're all...
Yeah, it's true. It could be an acronym, yeah.
No, it's MI10.
Or no, it's...
Oh. Didn't they already make that
1009.
one? I have to talk about why the hell are you here, teacher?
Oh, good. I'm actually so glad you got that.
Why the hell are you here? It's an ecchi, by the way.
Because you're masturbating at my desk. Get out of here. School's been out for an hour and a half. Are you fucking the class frog?
The glass frog.
For the record, AniFiles is not endorsed by it's a binding form, and that is one of them. One of them that we would not endorse.
I'm just so disappointed in whoever this student is. I do not own a body. The day I own a body pillow, kill me.
We'll what's the word? When you kill someone with a pillow, it's not suffocate.
Smother.
It's smother. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll smother you with the body pillow.
Do that.
And you'll probably enjoy you freaking hentai.
I like occasionally get tempted to ironically buy a body pillow, and then I'm like, no, that's how it starts.
You spend enough time in anime Twitter, you get tempted to ironically do a lot of shit, and then it's not ironic anymore.
And you know, a girl who chants love at the bound of this world.
Oh, guys, I just realized it's actually a meme. It's the why you know that rage face.
Oh no!
No, it's not. It's
Why you know chant love at the bound of this world.
And one of the shows that's on our list is in Netflix jail.
Yes, but it is.
But we're
acquirable.
gonna hop on a flight, right,
Mhm.
and
Fly
go
to
to Japan
Japan,
to
yeah.
watch it. Okay.
hang out with our connections over there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. The many.
Yeah, AniFiles
Companies
has
that
many
we know.
connections in Japan now.
we try to avoid the one who screams at us about Facebook when we
Yeah,
can.
that
but
dude sucks. I fucking hate that guy. What
Yeah,
I will say is it was, as Ryan kind of alluded to, the ability to write an essay like that in 10 minutes is impossible. I've done it over lunch.
even just on a
But-
physical
Yeah,
like
but are they
words
going to
per
be good
minute.
enough to where you make your professor cry?
No, but
See,
I
that's
can
the
make
trick.
them
She
very
actually
angry.
she didn't actually write about the prompt. She just like wrote something that was like targeted to him. Like, if you tell anyone, I'll murder your wife and children.
It's a perfect way to do it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Chris,
All right. We never learned Bokuben, episode 1, the quintessential two of them. Did the premise interest me? No, for the same reasons that
Really
Quint
fucking
didn't.
good.
Thank you. A smallish girl who I guess is probably a first year, wearing the cat ears hoodie, who's a danger to herself in society because she is blinded by it and is kind of stumbling around. And then the helpful tall blonde girl pulls the hood up. She says, "Oh, I can see." So that's a thing. Although the hoodie's impressive because you notice throughout the episode that the ears actually kind of react to her emotions, and so like when she's like feeling kind of down, the ears kind of do that whole thing.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
oh yeah. She's I think she's actually covering for being just a literal cat girl, and so she's got these. She just got holes in the hoodie.
That's why the hoodie's allowed. The school knows about this, and they don't want to make a scene, so they allow the hoodie.
She has a medical reason for wearing a hoodie all the time.
She's part of an experiment too. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm down for this.
This would be.
It's already way better.
She
Yeah.
she totally freezes.
I literally
like-
thought that something happened, and I was like, "Did you just lose the ability to use your legs?"
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just had to ask myself that question because they didn't tell it as well as I was hoping they would.
She has trauma from when she was younger. Someone knocked something out of her hands right as her parents died before her eyes.
Yeah,
or something.
there you go.
This is
And her
anime.
her mom looked over and said, "That thing in your hands will always be in your hands. Not me, I'm gonna die. But that thing in your hands will always be in your hands." And someone walked by and went, BAM!
But no, I think it was more just like she's playing well enough, and then she gets the ball stolen from her in a key moment, and then she's just like freezing up because it's like, oh, I'm letting my team down, and
I like the other one better.
Yeah, me
After
too.
mom flatlines, as soon as it goes beep, somebody comes by, BAM! What is quantum encryption? I don't know, but I don't think it looks like that. But they're able to break it. How? I don't know, because they just got the message that it was quantum encrypted. I didn't see them receive a public key beforehand. I don't believe this.
you see the way you
That-
break quantum encryption is you observe it.
Right, you just sit there and look at it for a little bit. And then all the numbers that are scrolling and turning into different numbers, Matrix style, they just all turn into Japanese characters. Not caricatures, that would be a different image. And you just get all these Japanese, and it reads, Yuki, I'll be waiting for you at Lost, which is what they call the area. They call it Lost.
You've got the messenger guy who claims that she's just a job to him, but of course by the end of the season he's going to care about her deeply, and just like the runner thing of like, my job is to get her into the Lost so we can do whatever it is that people are trying to do, and there's going to be conspiracy.
Why'd you throw that accent on this dude?
I don't know.
I mean, why not? Why not?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not fitting, but it's an interesting
ride.
choice. Hop on my Vespa. I like the fact that he...
I'm good.
Little lady.
So Dean,
Yeah.
what you're telling me is they're not related by blood.
They're not related by blood. They're really not.
I was gonna say,
But-
because like the mom character seemed like weirdly fetishized for a mom character.
Yeah,
and
all
this
the
is a
chicks
harem
in
anime.
this show are,
so.
though.
Yeah.
Like, all the chicks in this show are fetish.
But I mean, it's very clearly like a harem setup, though, right? Because you've got like this dairy girl who like clearly likes him, but he doesn't pay attention to, and then you've got like the teacher who's overtly sexualized. You've got like the transfer student girl who's going to be like central to this mystery. You got the elf girl. You got the mom character. You got the old friend who's now a faculty member. I mean, just it's a harem.
The setup is certainly very harem in the setup. In the setup, specifically, it's certainly very harem. It really is. You're correct. In the setup.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
The first episode is the setup, so the stakes are so much higher now.
Yeah, I know.
Because we have to watch the loser of the losers bracket. So, yeah.
We'll
We do
see if
that.
we actually do that again. I don't know that we will.
I'm down for it.
I'm down for it. Look, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what that did for me. That was an enlightening experience because I was able to. It's kind of like you can't truly appreciate the heights of joy until you've experienced the depths of despair. Right?
It was very deep.
Yeah. we're gonna steer away from the problem of pain argument right now, but yeah. So here's what they did, and they did it over and over again. So
Fuji-I-O-E.
Hi.
I knew it.
All right, well,
So you
Dean.
can't tell me that some good things didn't come out.
So some good things came out of it.
Chris, you want to tell us about this show?
Yeah, and so we were a little bit delayed on our most recent episode, so it's been a little while since I've seen it, but I will endeavor to do my best. So we have a young girl.
We're all going to do our best together, man.
Yes, we are. That's just the spirit of anime. Well, they were also doing that kind of like sort of threatening your life thing that high school girls do until.
Wait, what?
You've never had your life threatened by a high school girl?
Being roughly familiar with the events of Mobile Suit Gundam.
I try to say MGS all the fucking time.
MSG, which is not to be confused with monosodium glutamate.
He said I thought you were just going to say MSG, but you actually know what it's called. So.
Dean, you mentioned all the Polynesian islands that are gone now. Actually, I think a better theory is that they're actually now just the mountain summits of the plate that just sort of shifted up and caused global tidal waves that should have destroyed Japan, which the show is set in to start. But
yeah, the entire east coast of Australia should be under fucking water after this happened.
I think most of the world should be underwater after this happened. But
so there's
what is physics?
You're saying there's a bunch of indigenous Polynesians at the tops of these mountains going, what the fuck?
See, they're the best anglers, though. They were here first. So, I mean.
Listen, we established this world has psychics, not physics, okay?
It makes sense that they would add Advent of the Red Comet because it's not the whole Mobile Suit Gundam, the origin story. It's just Char's chunk. As far as I can tell.
Mobile Suit Gundam origin, Char's chunk. Advent of the Red Comet. Parentheses, Char's origin story. Sorry.
And our best show of the season with a perfect 3-0 Fruits Basket.
Best show of the season, you say? He's already calling it.
Oh, sorry. Best show of the episode.
Honestly, it might be.
The best episode of the show.
Best show of the episode.
Yeah, however you want to phrase it.
Not even dashes. No, not even any Unicode characters, nothing. Yeah. I also have a show. What?
Imagine not being Dean Cowboy Emoji Files on Twitter.
Come visit the famous Phoenix bathhouse in, I don't know, I forget where it is, but
Fuji AOE.
Hi.
Oh God, that's a. The fact that happened just now is evidence, I believe, of PTSD.
I'm not even mad though. Post-traumatic gorilla something.
Pavlov hears a bell ring and remembers it's time to feed the dog.
Hi.
We're gonna host a friend of mine from college who I don't know if she realizes that I'm a friend of hers from college. You
don't remember me, but I remember you.
Oh God. Yeah.
And someone's like, I'm super shy. I'm super shy too. And she thinks, that person's really shy, just like me. I shouldn't talk to them. And then the next person is, ooh, I'm super energetic and happy and cheerful all the time. Oh, that person's really easy to talk to. I Shouldn't talk to them
Should
either.
not talk to them either. Yeah, exactly. Very much.
I didn't
honestly,
have flashbacks or anything.
Yeah, I know. I did appreciate the accuracy to the feeling of being in that space. Also,
but
I'm
didn't
not gonna
appreciate the experience of the
That's
accuracy
exactly right.
of being
I'm
in that
not
space.
reliving this, and you can't make me. Oh, my title: How to Alienate Peers and Influence No One.
Damn, that's good.
That is really good.
Damn. Wow.
All right, for me, Ettore Bocchi's Marumaru Lifestyle, Episode 1. I wasn't mentally prepared for this.
But yes, my ratings for the show, Carol and Tuesday,
Title.
Episode 1, my lacrimal secretions fail to evaporate.
Tears. He's talking about tears.
Yeah, tears won't dry. Which actually does raise some questions about, does the atmosphere on Mars, because I think it is supposed to be a cooler place than here on Earth. Maybe that's why the tears don't dry, is because it's not warm enough for the. And he smells something very nice, and he's like, "Wow, I wonder where that's coming from. It smells great." And then he opens his door, and he sees inside a very kawaii little fox girl who is cooking dinner, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I must have the wrong apartment." And so he rushes out. And then he's like, wait a second, this is my apartment. So he opens the door again. And at first he's like, hey, this is a nice thing. But then he realizes, wait a second. And then through his mind rushes the thing that should run through more anime protagonist's mind, which is that there is a young child in my apartment.
I had something I wanted to say that Adam made me think of. It was about how the main character reacted to finding the lolly fox in his apartment. But I don't remember now, because then I had to do Discord
lolly
things.
Fox, oh,
Lolly, lolly, long.
It probably wasn't important.
All right, Sounds of Life, Episode 1. We never said the sounds of Kodo.
I think you came up with that episode title really recently, sir.
Oh, no, actually, I had that before my internet failed. Let me confirm something then before we make this historic first thing. One moment, I am checking my records. Okay, number of matches won against tied opponents, higher point differential, which is tied, higher AniFiles rating, which is tied. It comes down, my friends, for the first time in history. Smash that MFN tournament arc sound by Dean, if you would. It comes down to Ryan's choice.
Whoa. Wow.
Which one would you rather watch, Ryan?
Yeah, he gets reincarnated as another world. He's really good at magic.
As another world.
Oh, did I say as another world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that you meant N, but I did enjoy. Actually, that could be an interesting isekai.
That is the best way to get across just how deadpan stupid this show is.
That time I got reincarnated as Mother Earth.
Is that when talking about it, Ryan's just like, turns into another world and he just, who fucking cares?
Sorry, he gets reincarnated in another world. I almost described this show as something way more interesting than it actually was. Wise Man's Grandchild, Episode 1. This ultra-contrived situation looks like an excellent opportunity to show off in front of these hot girls.
Nice. Yeah, so Wise Man's Grandchild, Episode 1, Short-Sighted Divorcee's Apprentice. Did the premise interest me?
he's a prince. I like that a lot.
You get the impression that they're like, like these famous stars that are much beloved. And they're definitely the Academy style, judging by the lyrics. And
Kisu.
then, yeah, right. And then we were treated to a few sequences where I was thinking, like, if this is what the actual show is the entire time, I am both like amazed that this exists and very sad that it exists, because it looks like for a few scenes it's essentially like a first person perspective VN just like playing out in anime form.
I know. What the fuck was up with that?
Why are you trying to increase my stamina in the middle of the night? What comes next? What are you talking about? And he's like,
Because I'm an idiot.
What are you thinking about? And then he puts some toothpaste on his toothbrush and says, "This is what I meant, of course. I can't wait."
Can't wait to
start brushing his teeth. And my only thought was, is this like the worst callback to the toothbrush sex sequence in Monogatari series, or is it just stupid?
Dean is just flabbergasted right now.
Like,
I bet that's supposed to be a Monogatari reference.
I feel like it has to be and simultaneously can't be.
Yeah. It's just like,
because what the actual hell? Prism is an ice sport? Like, that is just, Prism just happens on ice.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on just a fucking second now. Wait a minute. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Ryan.
Wait, so are you telling me that this is Yuri on ice?
Yes. That is exactly what I am telling you. I didn't make that connection until a scene later in the episode. And I can't even tell you what the scene is, but that's when it finally clicked for me. All of Prism happens on ice.
Okay, so it's not just an idol show, and it's not just BL, and it's not just an Otome. It's a fucking ice skating show too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what. After having seen this show, not gonna not be an atheist anytime soon. There is no God.
I don't know. I feel like this might be, proof of a creative force that gives humans the ability to come up with this shit. But
this show has a theme song. So I'm gonna play a little clip of the theme song for this show.
And that's the show.
They never get to that because suddenly the house takes off because it was actually a rocket ship the whole time. And as it rises from out of the ground, the infrastructure that's built up around it is toppled, killing millions, but we don't care about that.
So at home, the younger brother finds an old Maisie #1 uniform that we saw in the 4:3 aspect ratio with digital scan lines. Flashback at the beginning of the show, it's that same uniform, and it's going to be their dad because, of course, it's going to be the dad, and it's also going to be their dad because the synopsis told us it's going to be their dad. So,
even though he's like, it's not dad's.
Right. No way.
It's not his dad's.
I did want to make one point about this show.
Oh, shit. Chris has figured it out, dude. We can go home.
God damn it.
Despite the fact that they said that like the goal of all three siblings is to get back to that championship, whatever that means for the people who aren't actually on the team.
And girls who don't play baseball. What interest does she have? Why is she invested in this? That's never explained to me.
I guess we'll find out. Keep in mind, Dean, that the sister is not related by blood to one of those brothers, probably.
Oh, God damn it. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, anime. apparently they discover if you pick up a floor tile and chuck it at your pet, it makes your pet powerful.
But only if it's the right
this.
color.
Well, I tried this. I picked up a tile and I threw it at my cat and he scratched me. Can you believe it? It works. I threw it at him and he got angry and powerful and scratched me.
Please note, Dean is making a goof. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast.
No, that's absolutely true.
Kids only, bitch.
Right? Like, all these people get pushed away from this force field, and then, which is why I said, like, if you're on the interior of a building and a force field comes through, you're going to get backed into an interior wall before you die.
Yeah. Adults have the Pentagon. That only has 5 sides. Kids are cool. We have the hexagon.
And the last thing Jimmy saw before he died was an invisible force field emanating from Joe's 12-year-old child. And then everything went black.
Oh, I hate this.
I mean, so there's an implication too that these Bakugan come from outer space.
A vengeful god!
And so it really is just like, we're going to destroy the world by putting this power in the hands of 8-year-olds.
It's actually genius when you think about it. The technically well recordings of the voiceovers was, even if the acting was pretty poor, the actual quality was still very good. I hope I never see it again.
Chris?
Okay, Bakugan Battle Planet Episode 1, Small Balls, Big Brawls, Comment Walls.
Nice.
I was proud of that one. I've actually watched through all of these already because our guests that are going to be on next time, I was providing the animus for them. And so we have watched through all of them, and I can assure you the next week is going to be a trip.
Oh, Chun can't study, man. I've only heard good things.
Mm-hmm.
She was, and this is not a victim blaming thing. She was literally begging for it.
Yeah, she was like, suppository me!
Sick.
Yeah.
Suppository me in the butthole now.
She's like, I need medicine. He's like, well, there's nothing except for the suppository. It's like, anything is fine. He's like, but anything is fine.
And then he puts it in the wrong hole because, that's...
Wait, he did that!
Yep.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
You know what, though? That could happen to anybody, though. That could happen to anybody.
Why the hell are you here, teacher? Episode 1. My teacher is hot. She needs to get some rest and drink plenty of fluids.
Oh, okay, that's
Well
really
played,
good.
Sir. Well played.
My impression of this main character now is that he's never seen a cat in real life. He's only seen cats in anime, and he doesn't understand that cats in anime don't say nya, that they have an actual noise they make. Yatogame-chan Kansatsu Niki, Episode 1. Oh, whoa? Makes cat noises. What's this? Runs away from water.
So my title for this is Cute Haiku Girl Crushes on a Thug.
Very descriptive.
Yes.
It's a bulleted list of things that happen in the show.
Sinryu Girl Episode 1. You knew my title had to be 575 because of the theme.
Well done, Chris. You killed Dean.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. My poetry just killed Dean.
Dean, you interpreted that she was grabbing the thighs. Ryan thought it was the
she was
skirt.
grabbing the interior thigh meat.
I thought she was going right for the pussy. That's
really? You know what? That actually falls more in line with what. Maybe I'm the one that's most wrong here because that falls more in line with what Ryan saw, the pulling down the skirt.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say that our different interpretations prove that this show is the ultimate work of art. In that, the meaning is in the eye of the beholder.
I don't know. We don't need to get too personal, but if you've ever had a mosquito fly anywhere near your business, it's a very intense situation where you're just
disconcerting.
Am I going to react fast enough?
Like I said, I really loved the end of it because the dude on the subway wasn't a creep.
Yeah.
They could have very easily taken him in a creepy way, but they didn't. Like, reading his expression, it looked more like he was like, "The hell are you doing, girl?"
What just happened?
That or maybe surprised, but it wasn't like. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't a.
I'm sorry. What was that noise you just made, Chris? Thank you. I needed a replay.
That's kind of how I feel about this, where this is a love letter, and this is a love letter. This episode is a love letter to Thick Thighs, and boy, if I could write a love letter to Thick Thighs, I would. So I really, really did enjoy it, just because it touched a nerve with me.
You can write a
nerve
scenario.
was in my dick. Do what?
You can write a scenario.
Oh man!
Too many syllables for the last
quite
line.
enough. And that nerve was in my dick could be the middle.
Yeah, that could be the
There you
same.
go.
Yeah. How about them thighs, though?
All right.
This show touched a nerve, and that nerve was in my dick. How about them thighs, though?
There we go. That's our love art. It didn't know what it was trying to be. I mean, maybe it did, and just
Was horrible at it.
yeah. Straight zeros.
Dean?
Hey, you know, guys, maybe this was trying to be a terrible anime.
Oh,
In which case, it did a great job.
It succeeded.
5 out of 5.
Flying colors. Flying colors. And so he's kind of embarrassed by this, and she's also incredibly embarrassed by this. And then she's like trying to like work up to saying the thing she wants to say, and then her dad like uses a fishing line to like pull her shirt up, and her breasts spill out. And he's talking about like, haha, it's the magnificent titty drop or whatever. I don't know.
He says Operation Titty Drop, which I do believe was the Japanese name for the Pearl Harbor attack.
I don't think that was.
I listened to Dan Carlin. I'm pretty sure it was Operation Titty Drop.
I listened to that too, and I'm pretty sure it's not.
Same for if I would be interested to see more. Yeah, I would.
Sorry.
You can wrap me out again.
Says I hate myself, but yes.
Oh, was
That's
that
what the show's all about?
that is
the
the definition of the feeling from the show.
The
And
whole
that's
thing
nasty.
is incel logic. The entire thing is incel logic.
Yep.
All right, for me, Nobunaga Teacher's Young Bride, episode 1. It's not pedo if she's 450 years old. Zeros.
Nice.
I mean, technically.
God damn it.
And for people who struggle with math, that brings our total score for the show to a 0 or 0%. All right.
So, okay, one more thing. The implications that just occurred to me in my mind, because I think that maybe this is where the ghost thing came from, because I think that they established that she was their great grandmother because they maybe recognized the name as being a bride of Nobunaga.
He knows the history and he points it out specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So they are related by blood.
Oh, god damn it.
Round 4, we have Nobunaga Teacher's Young Bride versus Strike Witches.
All right, here we go. This is what you should have saved the soundbite for, Dean.
Why don't you understand that anime belongs in the trash?
Close enough. You know what? I want to go with Nobunaga.
I'm gonna have to also.
Same.
At least I could pay attention to it. Unfortunately, I could.
I think Nobunaga. God damn it.
All right, AniFiles cast members, let's say our catchphrase. Sex is possible.
He uses Infinite Hug, okay, to trigger all of those versions of him that come out in Infinite Hug.
Yes.
All of those other versions start doing their own jumps. So we get Infinite Hug to start, and then we get this cascade of these other jumps, one of which involves leopards, and they're all
like blasting things into the audience, and so like you see the hearts go out and like the girls screaming, and there's like fucking lasers, and the girls are screaming based on that, and like so they're just being like barraged with this, and they talk about, wait, don't do so much at once, it might result in an overdose. It's like an overdose of what?
And the counter.
Prism power.
I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 hugs, unknown to death nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many hugs. Yet these hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited hug works. Just fucking turns the edge up to 11. Passes the fuck out and traumatizes the.
We kind of alluded to earlier. The show has some redeeming qualities to it that, like, especially if you're into idol stuff, especially if you're a tween-aged girl who is into this sort of stuff, I can see how it could have some appeal. And for the first 8 episodes or so, it actually, I mean, like, it's not a show for me, but it was a show that did what it was trying to do pretty well.
It was
I had to respect it. Like, I got to a point where I'm like, is this really the worst anime of the season, or was it just not for us? And then everything changed when
episode 9 attacked.